A game in Olympic basketball history that we all shall remember for a very, very long time, helping us break down the madness that was the fourth quarter comeback for the United States yesterday against Serbia and what lays ahead in the gold medal game on Saturday afternoon. Bill Bender from Sporting News is here on this Friday on the early line on Sports Grid. Bill, we appreciate the time as always. Thank you for being here for yet another Olympic assessment entering the final weekend of the games over in Paris.
Yeah, I'm still sweating through my shirt after yesterday's game. What a comeback. What a fun matchup. Serbia was just hitting. I think I said that on the show earlier this week. It's dictated by the three-point game. They hit 5 threes in each of those first three quarters. They couldn't miss. My son was losing his mind. And USA clamped down on them on the fourth quarter. What a comeback. What a game. What a moment.
Bogdan Bogdanovic got things started early for the Serbians, scored a team-high 20 points for Serbia, but cooled off in the fourth quarter, and the United States rallied in that fourth and final quarter. Down by 13, entering the fourth stanza, the Americans win the fourth 32-15 to come all the way back and continue the chase for a fifth consecutive gold medal, 95-91 over Serbia. Bill, there is so much that we could look back on from yesterday's game, even in the final 10 minutes that were the fourth quarter. What will you remember most from the American comeback over Serbia?
LeBron James taking over the game. Obviously, Steph Curry, and I think early, I missed him by a game, by the way. The game before, I thought he would go off. It was yesterday. So sorry to the bettors out there. I didn't know that he would go for 34 points and not miss from three and keep them in the game. But LeBron James getting a triple-double, and LeBron James guarding Jokic, and LeBron James doing all the things that he does at his age. You can tell how much this means to him, and Kevin Durant. Steph Curry. It's not quite a passing the torch moment when those guys are carrying the torch for Team USA. And what a moment it was. And now they go to a gold medal game where, it's another spread I look at, and this is tricky because France has played them tough in the past. Part of me thinks they're just going to blow them out with the momentum from that game. But this is a pretty good French team that they're going to play. And then I saw the analogy yesterday. It's like playing Syracuse and Rochester in the Elite Eight.
Ben loves that. Absolutely, the Syracuse Orange out here. Yesterday, we did see, Bill, sometimes we see it in athletics where you're down, let's just say 15, 17, or 20 points. You claw back and get close, but you can't take the lead, which is what happened with Team USA yesterday. Then Serbia extends it back up to double digits. That's what I thought was so impressive. Team USA coming back a second time with that second wind and getting that victory. Now we are going to see the gold medal matchup tomorrow, Team USA versus France. A 16-point favorite right now at the FanDuel Sportsbook and a total of 177.5. The one thing we love about the French team, back-to-back games as the underdogs in their own building were able to survive and advance. Are we looking for a closer game at this point? Because I know you already alluded to it. It might be a blowout. What do the French need to do against Team USA to hang around?
That's the same recipe. They need to hit threes. They can't shoot 6 of 27 from three like they did against Germany. If they do, this will be a blowout, in my opinion. They've got size, obviously. Wembanyama is so fun to watch for him. And they do have experience against Team USA. They played Team USA in 2020. It was a close game. I went back and looked at that box score. If you remember, a guy that could be a guy that you want to hit on a prop in this game, Kevin Durant had 29 points. Now, granted, that was 4 years ago, but it was a close game. They're at home. I mean, you can't be any more home than they're at. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. I'm interested to see how the crowd cheers, right? Like, because we're in Paris, but it's Team USA. So is this going to feel like one of those, I always use the analogy, Game 7 when I was at the Cubs Cleveland World Series, everybody was cheering every play because the stands was 50-50 in this World Series game. And I think that's the type of atmosphere we're going to have this weekend.
3:30 p.m. Eastern time here stateside. The gold medal match between the United States and France. Team USA looking for its fifth consecutive gold medal. But that streak really means nothing in comparison to the United States women's basketball team, hoping for 60 consecutive wins in Olympic competition and a berth in a gold medal match today as well. They will take on Australia in the semifinal. Bill, the United States, a 14.5-point favorite. The total 161.5 against the Australians. They are seeking 60. That would be 60 wins in a row in the Olympic Games, dating back to the 1992 Summer Games in Barcelona. First, will it happen outright? And then how decisive of a margin out of the United States are you expecting today against Australia?
I mean, this is another tricky spread. Yes, I think they're going to get to 60. What an amazing accomplishment. I think they're going to ride the formula of A.J. Wilson and Breanna Stewart. They've dominated inside. They dominated in the quarterfinals. When you have that size advantage, scoring, and the things that they have there. Now, granted, Australia, 6 WNBA players. It's not like they don't have players that can play. It's just, you mentioned that streak, a couple other streaks I saw. Team Australia, 0-20 against Team USA, 0-8 in Olympic play against Team USA. So they've done this plenty of times. I was going to make, didn't the Washington Generals wear green and gold? I can't remember. I mean, I don't want to drop that reference because as soon as I do, Team USA will lose. But I like Team USA to cover the number. It could be close. I think they're going to win by 18 to 20 points. I think that inside dominance will matter. And you want to take over on the points with A.J. Wilson, there's nothing wrong with that. She continues to dominate in these games.
If we take a look and have a little fun with these two matchups here, obviously it's not the gold medal round just yet for the women's team USA going up against Australia, but
dominance of not losing for that long. We can forget about the whole Caitlin Clark drama. They've been that good no matter what.
A'ja Wilson, highest points props in this game, 21.5. She had 20 and 11 to lead the United States past Nigeria. A tight game against the Nigerians, who were a 26.5-point underdog, easily covering that margin, only losing by 14. The host nation, France, in women's basketball in the second semifinal of this Friday over in Paris. They're a 4.5-point favorite against Belgium. Could it be the Americans and the French in both of the basketball gold medal games? It seems there is a good chance of that. Now, Bill, we go to soccer, where Team USA in women's soccer is looking for a gold as well. Over a $2 favorite, minus 215 for the gold medal match tomorrow morning. They were supposed to take on Spain, but the Brazilians pulled off a huge upset earlier this week in that semifinal. Less than a minute left in this segment. Should the Americans come home with gold in women's soccer?
Yeah, it could be Marta's retirement party for Brazil. These two have been the most consistent in terms of getting to the medals. Love how Team USA has spread out the scoring between Sophia Smith, Mallory Swanson, Trinity Rodman, 3 goals each in this. Brazil's had trouble scoring. I think Team USA wins 2-0. I think it's a fun game, and they're going to have to play well, but I'm going to go with the Americans here.
It's supposed to kick off around 11 a.m. Eastern time. By the way, Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith, and Mal Swanson, they want their nickname to be for the trio up front for the Americans, Triple Espresso. So just remember that, Triple Espresso tomorrow for the team to lead the United States. Bill Bender of Sporting News, we appreciate the time as always.